Well, you may or may not have heard that Michelle Obama has a podcast. A couple of weeks ago, she had a former certain president on as a guest. Last week, our friend Stephen A. Smith somehow came up in a really weird, bizarre way during a conversation about reality TV. Take a look.
You know, if I listen to ESPN for an hour, it's like watching The Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Absolutely.
You know? I mean, you know, it's the same drama and they're yelling at each other and they don't get along. You know, I mean, Stephen A. Smith, he's just like every other
he'd
talk
be a
show
great
host.
Real Housewife.
He would be.
Right.
Right?
It would be amazing.
So that's why I'm like, what's the difference? It's just, you know, it's just sociological drama.
Really, Michelle Obama isn't the only ghost of the Democrats' past to reemerge on the public scene recently. Former Vice President Kamala Harris announced her return to the spotlight last week with a book launch and an appearance on the very canceled Colbert. But some Democrats are not happy to see Kamala again. Multiple Democratic strategists telling Politico they would not want her campaigning for their candidates and say she should not run in 28. Here with his take, the star of First Take and the host of his own podcast and the host of every other show that he does, the one and only Stephen A. Smith. I took great offense at this. All right, so you and I will talk sports off air, and we'll agree at times to disagree. But when you look at an athlete, they have dedicated, whatever sport it happens to be, they have dedicated their entire lives to reach the pinnacle of success, to become a professional athlete or a top D1 college athlete. There's no comparison to these reality housewives show. I found it insulting.
Well, zero, but I didn't take offense to her comments. You know, she was comparing reality TV to sports TV from the standpoint of watching us go at one another. Well, first of all, like you said, there's no relation because these are some of the greatest athletes on the planet Earth that play professional sports. That's who we're talking about as opposed to reality TV stars that can barely act. That's number one. Number two, when you look at what she was talking about, you also have to take into consideration that she doesn't really pay much attention to sports. Evidently, she leaves that to her husband. And when she talked about First Take, she talked about us arguing with one another, hating on one another. We got a lot of love for one another on First Take. We get along just fine. We have a blast laughing and joking and having a ball and yelling at each other about sports. Sometimes we're monotone in our delivery, but we have a lot of fun on First Take. That's why we've been #1 for 13 consecutive years and counting. That's number two. Number three, let me say this to the other people she
Just
rapped
don't
that
talk
she had
politics,
on,
and you're doing great.
Stop it. Let me say this last part to the other people that were on the table with her. You can say Stephen A. Smith is a lot of things and will be a lot of things. The one thing you can never say about me is that I'm going to be a housewife. There's no confusion there. Zero.
Here it is. Too much male testosterone on Hannity tonight. Here it is. Here come the comments. They're going to come flying in on X right now. You're on your own on that one. All right. You actually said something about Michelle Obama. You said a vote for Trump was a vote against you and a vote against women. Yeah. You took huge umbrage with that.
Yes, I did, and I still do. I took umbrage against that when she said it. I did the same with her husband when he spoke to young black men in Pittsburgh and basically alluded to misogyny if folks didn't vote for Kamala Harris. And I just thought that I was highly offended by that because for a long time, I think it's been a complete misnomer that black men don't revere black women. Where, you know, mamas and grandmamas and sisters and aunts helped raise us and make us into the men that we strive to be and aspire to be. And we've always revered them, and we have no problem supporting a woman if we agree with them, talking about politically. If Kamala Harris is somebody that most people thought could handle the job of being the president of the United States, she would have been the one to get 77+ million votes instead of Donald Trump. They want to bring up the fact that she only lost by 1.5%, but she lost every swing state. She lost the male vote. She lost a lot of the black vote and the Hispanic vote compared to what Biden had done 4 years earlier. So it was a legitimate, bona fide, straight-up loss. And it's the first time a Republican had won the popular vote, I think, since 2004, if I remember correctly. So the bottom line is it speaks for itself. And in the end, if she was strong enough and it resonated strong enough with more people with that 107 days she had to campaign, she would have won the election. If she was strong enough, maybe she would have got past Iowa in 2020. If she was strong enough, maybe they would not have had to bypass a primary in order for her to be in that situation where she was in a position to succeed Joe Biden.
Do you want to say now, tonight,
so what it
Hannity,
is.
you were right about President Trump. He's been a great president, an
No, I'm not saying that.
unbelievable, consequential,
I'm not saying that.
transformational 6 months.
No, I'm not
No,
willing
I
to say
want you
that.
to say it.
Let me
You
tell you
should
why I'm
say
not
it,
going to
'cause
say. Hold on, let
it
me
is
tell you why I'm not going to
absolutely
say
the
it.
truth.
Are you going to interrupt me? Let me
You
tell you
need
why
to
I'm not
say
going
it.
to say it. Excuse me. I heard about the 10 trillion in investments for manufacturing, autos, and semiconductors.
Actually,
I heard those are
it's closer to
pledges.
15 now.
All right, but those are pledges. Let's see it actually reach fruition. I saw the jobs report. 113,000 jobs was expected in July.
Stephen
Only
A.
got about 73. I heard about it.
Stephen A.
Excuse me, hold on. Is the royal Russian-Ukraine still going on that he said he was going to end? I'm sorry, Israeli-Hamas
Stephen A.
conflict. Is that over? I mean, is that
Stephen
a
A.
perfect record here, Sean? You need to stop that about him. He's got. By the
Stephen
way,
A.
hold on.
No
One more
president
question.
has ever gotten the commitments for pharmaceuticals, rare earths, for semiconductor chips, automobiles.
I want
building
commitments
here in
Oh,
America.
it's a lot of commitments that get made. It don't mean it reaches fruition. I need to see it. Last thing, by the way,
You just can't.
if
You know what you can't do?
big beautiful
You can't
bill
say
is so
the
big and
words.
beautiful,
You were wrong.
Listen,
Just
if the
admit
big
it.
beautiful
You were
bill
wrong.
is so big and
You
beautiful,
were
then
wrong.
why are all of these other storylines? Why are y'all focusing on all of this other
What
stuff instead of
storyline?
poking? Excuse me, Russian collusion. That's what we bringing up now. We bringing that up now. I mean, that's what we
Excuse
think
me.
about.
Do you know
what we
anything
really think
about? All right, tell me. All right, you're so smart. What is the Hillary Clinton bought and paid for Russian disinformation dossier? What is it? I'm going to test you if you want to go down this road. We'll test you.
I'm not going down the road. The Steele dossier speaks for itself. I heard what you said about Hillary Clinton. There's a lot of evidence against. I understand that. What I'm saying, I'm not questioning the information. I'm not questioning the legitimacy of the story. I'm saying, with all the good things that you say Trump is doing, you would think he'd be talking a lot more about that stuff. He doesn't seem to be talking about that very much.
Okay, he is. I don't. We haven't added up the minutes. We will, but he speaks to the media nearly every day.
Oh, I know that.
Joe Biden was incapable of doing that.
I know that too.
Well, there you go. That's your party.
I didn't deny that.
Okay, it's you say you're a Democrat. You're now part of the party of Mamdani, of Jasmine
I'm not.
Crockett.
Hold on.
You're the party of Kamala Harris. You're the party of Pocahontas, Grandpa Bernie, AOC,
let me be very clear.
the squad, the anti-Semitic members of the squad.
Oh, you're going to throw your boy under the bus
party.
like that. You're going to throw your boy under the bus like that, Sean. You know good and well I wouldn't vote for Mamdani. I wouldn't vote for AOC. I don't like the way Jasmine Crockett is talking. I don't think that helps the Democratic
Party. All right, I have a last question.
I don't like
Exit
that.
question. Who are the leaders of your party right now? It's not Hakeem Jeffries and it's not Chuck Schumer. It's all those names I mentioned.
Sean, there is no leader for the Democratic Party. That's why they're in trouble. There is no leader. That's why they're in trouble.
Repeat after me. Trump's doing a great job.
I'm not. No. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
We love you. Stephen A., I did not like the cheap shot. What you do, you're the best at it. Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.